I'm going to start by just taking a moment to do what I call chair walking, and especially important for my new friends because it adjusts the position that we are sitting in our chair, right? And so I'm going to turn mine to the side. You don't have to move yours, but I'm going to turn mine to the side just for a moment so you can see, right? Do you see how much space I have between my back body and the back seat of my chair? So I want you to bring your arms down by your side, and then we're literally going to hip walk in the chair. So you can start just bringing yourself forward, right? You kind of rock from side to side. You're just walking with your hips. When you get as far forward as you can, I want you to start coming back. Walking, 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 those hips back, right? Until you can't go back any further, and then bring it forward. So it's a good way to warm up the hips. So just come back, forward and back a few rounds, right? Just not only giving some awakening and awareness to the hips, but it also allows us to find really good placement on the chair. So the next time you find yourself coming forward, I want you to stay as far forward as you can, where you still feel like your tushy is grounded on that seat, right? So your bottom is firmly planted, and then take a look at your feet. Make your feet hips distance apart. So that's about 6 or 8 inches, right? The feet on the floor, and make sure that the toes are pointing forward and the heel of the foot is underneath the knee, right? So you've got like a 90-degree angle. Yeah, because a lot of times I see people sit like this, right? The feet come too far back, and then if you lean forward, right, what's going to happen? Whoop, you're going to fall right out of that chair. So feet at 90 degrees, legs, knees bent at 90 degrees. Good. All right, so sit up tall, roll the shoulders back and down, rest the hands on the thighs, and I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. We're going to get centered and grounded with a brief meditation before we start moving. So pay attention to your breathing. The meditation that I'd like to offer up today is called Vipassana. V-I-P-A-S-S-A-N-A, Vipassana. And Vipassana translates to see things as they are, right? It's like practicing the present moment. So see things as they are. Begin by noticing your breathing. Right? See that breath coming in and out. I prefer to come in and out of the nose, so try that if it's comfortable, if you have a nice clear passageway in the nose, no congestion. If you need to breathe through the mouth, you can. It tends to be a little bit more challenging and makes the mouth a little dry. But just notice what is in this moment. Maybe your breath feels a little bit choppy, right? If you're kind of anxious or edgy, or maybe even not knowing what to expect. A few of you are new to this practice today, right? So maybe a little uncertainty or curiosity is arising. Maybe you feel really calm and relaxed, and you're happy to be back in this familiar place, and this beautiful opportunity to revisit our Friday mornings together week after week. What a gift that is. And then start to scan your body, right? And I like to do this with the eyes closed so that you're really looking with the mind's eye, like your third eye. That we call that our Ajna chakra, the third eye, the place between the eyebrows, above the bridge of the nose. So scan the body looking for sensations. Maybe you just feel the soles of your feet touching the floor. Maybe you can feel the sitting bones or the tailbone touching the seat of your chair. Maybe you've got some little tension in the shoulders or the neck or the jaw. Maybe the lower back. Maybe there's some tingling. Maybe there's some softness. Maybe you actually feel this nice relaxed belly. Just observe whatever it is. When we practice Vipassana, we have the opportunity to not only see what we can see in the physical body, but we can see what we see actually happening in the world around us. So in this moment with eyes closed, we don't really know what's going on out there. But the news and so forth, right, gives us an opportunity to get a window into the world. I'm going to ask you to ask yourself this question here. Vipassana, visualize. What kind of a world do you visualize for yourself? What do you envision for yourself, for your children, for your grandchildren? I know for myself, the answer is a world that is free of racism, hatred, anger, and violence. A world that is peaceful. And as yogis, we have the opportunity to become that peace and emanate that out into the world. To be non-judgmental, to be accepting, to be loving, to be kind. So can you be willing to work on that today? I invite you to bring your hands together at your heart center. Good. Maybe keeping the eyes closed for just a moment longer. And then draw those palms up toward your third eye. So the base of the thumbs gently rest on the third eye, right? In between the eyebrows, a little bit of pressure there. That is your Ajna chakra, your place where you can decipher the difference between illusion and reality. What is real? What is an illusion? How can you create change? All right, now give me a big breath in and exhale, relax the hands back to the heart center and then just let that chin come down toward the chest and open the eyes. Look toward the tips of the fingers. Let the back of the neck open and relax a little bit here. And so the subject of racism brings up a lot of discomfort for many of us. It sure does for me. And I'm working on being willing to be uncomfortable to create some change. So some of the poses and things we do today may create some discomfort for you. Make sure that you do not cross that bridge from discomfort into pain. The yoga practice should never be painful, but it might actually be a little uncomfortable. So commit to yourself here that you will honor your body and you will do the best you can. And then with an inhale, reach the arms up toward the ceiling. Shift the gaze to look upward. Good. Nice big breath in. And as you exhale, bring your arms out like wings. Good. And then slowly settle into this shape of arms reaching out like wings. Palms are facing down and just breathe. Right? Notice the spinal alignment here, right? Notice if you have a tendency to, right, slouch or slump, I like to say, slumpasana, right? So stay nice and tall in the spine. Broaden across the shoulders, and you might already start to feel here. We haven't even been here for 1 minute, right? But in this challenging, but yet very simple pose, we remind ourselves that simple does not mean easy. Yeah? So perhaps simple changes are available, but those simple changes might not be so easy. Relax the space between the ear and the shoulder. Don't create tension in the neck. Yeah? Right? And I find myself already going, okay, how much longer do we have to sit here? I want you to breathe, right? Give me one more really good inhalation. And as you exhale, look to your left and just pivot and twist the upper body to the left. Keep the arms extended. Just notice the shift and the change, right? Can you continue to practice Vipassana, right? Noticing what is in this moment. Challenge on the arms, a little challenge on the belly. And then with an in-breath, we're gonna come back to center, yeah? Breathe in again, big full inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Good, inhale again. Look to your right, pivot and twist the upper body to the right. Let's just see if you can manage. Stay here, even though there is some discomfort arising. Maybe it's a little discomfort, maybe it's a lot of discomfort. Do the best you can. Yeah. Next inhale brings you back to center. And next exhale, release the arms down. Good. Yeah. Lift the shoulders up toward the ears and roll them back down. Let's do that 2 or 3 times. Oh, that feels good, right? So observation-based practice. Take it in the other direction so they roll forward and down. Yeah. We explore a little journey through the mind and the body. Nice. And then we're going to take a hold of that left leg. See if you can pick it up off of that foot up off of the ground. I'm interlacing my fingers underneath the thigh here, right? And just start to move the ankle joint, right? So you're circling that left foot, go in both directions. Right? When we're holding the leg there, it's not too much work on the hips. We're gonna wake it up first. Now flex and point a few times, spread the toes, flare the toes. Say good morning to your foot, yeah? And then if you're able to, you might stay here. If you're able to, see if you can bring the hand around the front of the shin, right? And draw the leg up a little closer toward the body. Now it's not required, right? You could always hold on here. You're still getting some work in that hip flexor. But I want you to start to kind of roll a little side to side with that knee, meaning really rolling through the hip joint. And the hip joint is an incredibly complex and miraculous joint. It's a huge ball and socket, and it has the ability to roll and move in so many directions. So just see how your left hip is feeling this morning. Be present to the sensations, don't go too far. Yeah. Good. And then you're going to hold back into center. Release that foot, straighten the leg, let the heel touch down and point the toes. Good. All right, now with an inhale, lift the right arm up. Good. Breathe. Nice. One more really good inhale. And as you exhale, bring that right hand to the right thigh. Yeah. Bring the left hand to the right thigh so they stack on top of each other. And start to lift the toes of the left foot and start to lean forward, right? So your hands are on the bent leg, right? And see if you can lean forward, but still keep your heart lifting, right? So, yeah. Right, so try not to let that chest round, right? Maybe you don't go as far, but you are lengthening the spine. You're sitting up nice and tall. Right? Some of you might be able to hinge at the hips and fold even deeper, but pay attention. There's big sensations going on in the back of that left leg, and make sure you're breathing. You guys look so good. And good morning to Barbara. I see Barbara joined us. I don't see her picture, but I see her name, so I know you're here, and I welcome you. A couple more breaths. And then slowly, slowly push back up. Bending that left knee and taking that right one in. So start here, holding on underneath and wake up the ankle, right? Circle both directions, flex and point, wiggle toes, flare toes. Like give some attention to that foot. Right? Motion is lotion for the joints. When we move the joints, we actually lubricate them. We release synovial fluid. When you're ready, you can hold on here or you can shift to the front of the shin. See if you can draw that knee into the chest. Try not to round the spine, right? It gets really kind of easy to just round over here, but I want you to lengthen. And then start to roll through that hip joint. And so we're giving that hip joint an opportunity to get its lubrication. It needs it, right? It's like, especially in the morning, you feel like the Tin Man. Anybody ever feel like the Tin Man in the morning? Yeah. All right, thank you. No, I'm not alone. All right, and then come back to center. Good. We're gonna straighten the leg out, tap it down so the heel touches, and then point the toes. Good, arms down by your side. With an inhale, lift the left arm up. All right, so left arm is up, right arm is down. We're getting some nice length here. Really point through the toes of that right foot, grounding down into the sole of that left foot. Give me one more really good breath in. And exhale, place that hand on that thigh above the knee. Take the right hand to join it. Take a good inhale, flex the toes of the right foot. Now the toes are pointing up toward the ceiling. Big inhale. Exhale, start to lean. See if you can lean with a hinge at that hip crease, right? The place where the thigh bone and the hip meet, right? So don't round and lean with the spine, lean at the hip crease. Good. Maybe you can go a little further, be your own best judge here, your own best teacher. Feel what you feel, see things as they are, like, oh, I have a very tight hamstring, or oh, this stretch feels really amazing. Honor your body. Good. One more breath in, and then slowly, slowly rise back up and bringing that right back in. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of marching. Right, so I want you to lift that left arm up and lift that right leg up. Good. Take a big inhale, and then we're gonna switch. Lower down and lift up opposite limbs. Good. Inhale and switch. Right, so continue to breathe. Right, every time you lift that leg and arm, I want you to inhale and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Just a couple more rounds. We're waking up that hip flexor even more. We're using it. Inhale on the lift. Exhale on the lower. You can be at a different pace than me. Just follow your breath. Really, really good. Last one, best one right here. And then lower it down. So good. So good. All right. Now, we're going to come back here to the hands at heart center. Take a big inhale, reach the arms up. On an exhale, bring the arms out like wings again, palms face downward. Okay, so notice what happens in the mind, like, oh, here we go again. Yeah, or maybe, you know, a little revisit to this place reminds me that there's this thing called muscle memory, right? Our body actually gets a little bit more comfortable with repetition, right? So that reminds me that if I'm gonna get more comfortable at even having the discussion about racism and my role and what role do I play, right? Every time the words come out of my mouth, I actually get just a little bit more comfortable with it. Take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, look to the left, pivot and twist the body to the left. This time we're gonna take the hands and use them as an anchor. So the left hand comes to the back of the seat of your chair. The right hand comes to the leg on the outside of that left leg. Right, and see how it feels to get maybe a little bit more accessibility, a little bit more action in your twist when you're anchoring the hands. Good. As you inhale, lengthen your spine, grow tall. And as you exhale, rotate a little deeper. Next inhale, reach both arms forward and up. And arms come out like wings again. Put a smile on your face. You're building strength in your upper body. You're building awareness on so many levels. Yeah. Big breath in. Exhale, pivot to the right. And then we're going to anchor that twist, seeing if we can find a little more depth. Remember, hand comes to the back of the seat of the chair, right? Right hand to the back of the seat of the chair, left hand to the back around the side of that thigh. And then rotate and breathe. 2 more breaths. Every inhale, we lengthen the spine, grow a little taller. Every exhale, we twist and rotate a little deeper. Really good. On your next inhalation, sweep both arms forward and up. And exhale, arms down by your side. Good. All right, now straighten your left leg again. lift your right arm again. All right. We're going to see if we can have almost like a little bit of that same action with marching, but instead of having a bent leg, we're going to have a straight leg. So point your toes and see if you can lift that foot up off the floor. Maybe. Ooh, yeah. Right? So say good morning to your quadricep muscles, the hip flexor muscle, and then shift it to a flexed position and see if you get a little bit more action. Good. One more big breath in. And exhale, bend that knee, lower it down, straighten the right, inhale, lift that left arm up, point the toes and lift, right? It can be a few inches off of the ground, right? And if it feels like it's too much for you, like if you have any searing pain, it should not be, right? But sensation and discomfort, yeah. Welcome to the reality of the world. Flex the toes, maybe you go a little higher. Try not to lean back into the chair. Find that good tall spine. One more breath. And exhale, bend the knee, lower the hands. Good. One more time on each side. Inhale, straighten the leg, flex, maybe lift higher. And exhale, lower. Inhale, straighten the leg, lift higher. Exhale, lower. I lied. One more time. Inhale, lift. Go away, maybe a little higher. Exhale, lower, and make sure you're breathing. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Woo, good job. All right, now hug that left leg in again, right? Maybe you can go right around the shin this time, but don't, make sure you're not feeling bad about yourself if you're underneath the knee. So half of you, more than half of you, I can't even see where you're holding, so it's okay, right? You choose what's right for you. I want you to keep the left hand on the knee or underneath the knee, either one, right? With an inhale, open that right arm out to the right, open that left knee out to the left. Good. Big breath in, flex your toes, and then as you exhale, come back through the center. We're gonna switch. Right hand to the outside of the knee, left hand opens out and look over the left shoulder and twist. Good. Dancing Shiva in a chair. Good. One more time on each side, switching to the open position. Open the knee, hand on the knee, arm reaches out. And exhale, bring it back in. Inhale, open. And exhale, twist even deeper. Good. Slowly come back to center. Lower down that knee. Good. Switching sides, hug it in. Find that good tall spine. Activate the leg. Yeah. Good. Now hold on to the knee. Open the arm out wide. Open the knee out wide. Breathe in. And exhale, shift and switch to a twist. Right arm to the back of the space. Right. Gazing over. One more time on each side. Inhale, open. And exhale, twist. Woo, switching hands. Really, really good. And then come back to center. Beautiful. All right, let's just get a little bit of circulation, a little oxygen coming into our lungs. It's really good for the immune system, keeping our lungs nice and healthy and strong. So check your position in your chair. Make sure you didn't kind of slip back. You can do that little hip walk, like you want to be nice and forward in the chair. Feet hips distance, right? Grounded down, because we're going to come into a first forward fold, so do so mindfully. Hands come to the heart center. On an inhale, reach the arms up. On an exhale, arms out like wings. Good. Bend the elbows, cactus arms. Big breath in. Hinge at the hips. Lean about halfway, right? Hold here. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Make sure you're breathing. One more inhale. Exhale, hands to knees and start to fold yourself in. So the first time we're rounding the spine, you can slide the hands down. Take it to your level of comfort. You may be so agile and so flexible that you can just let the head go completely, or maybe you need to keep the hands on the shins, so honor your body, right? Good. And then we're gonna slide the hands up the shins halfway, lift and lengthen the chest. So lift the head and chest, look forward about halfway, and then exhale, fold back in. Good. Sweep the arms out to the sides with an in-breath. Rise on up. Good. And then hands draw back to the heart. That's really good. We're going to do that same little sequence a few rounds to get the heart pumping. Move with your breath, right? It doesn't mean you have to be in sync with my cue. Practice being in sync with your breath. Your inhale, arms reach up. Your exhale, like wings. Inhale, bend elbows. Exhale, lean halfway. Hold here. Squeeze shoulder blades in. Take another good breath in. Exhale, hands to knees and forward fold. Chin toward chest. Inhale, halfway up. Slide up those shins. Lengthen the spine. Look forward. Exhale, fold back in. Sweep the arms out and rise on up again. Arms to ceiling. And exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Keep pumping the oxygen. Inhale, arms up. Exhale like wings. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, halfway. Good. Inhale again. Exhale, hands to knees. Slide into that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift up and lengthen. Exhale, fold deeply. Arms sweep out and rise on up again. Hands to the heart. One more time for good measure. Inhale up. Exhale, wings. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, hinge. Hold here. Breath in. Exhale, hands to knees. Slide down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Fingers on shins. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold deeply. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. A reverse swan dive. And exhale, hands to the heart. Ooh, and pause. Just notice again, Vipassana. See things as they are. Maybe the heart is beating a little stronger. That's a good sign, right? Maybe the breath is a little fuller, a little faster. Maybe the skin feels a little warmer or a little more moist. Yeah, good. All right, now we're gonna take this position of a warrior one pose. It's actually more like a crescent lunge pose. So you're going to take your right foot and you're going to step it out to the right. All right, so this is the part where if you have a block or a book, it's going to be helpful. Okay, so you can take that block or that book and put it down in front of your chair, right? If you can see mine, I've got mine on the lowest setting. You might need yours on a higher setting, but usually the lowest setting is pretty good, okay? And then we're going to take the torso and we're going to turn the torso to face over that right leg. So, right, we're pointing toward the right, okay? Hold on to the back of the chair or the seat of the chair on both sides. So I've got my left hand on the inside between my legs, right? And my right hand on the back of the seat of the chair. Then I'm going to take that left leg and I'm going to draw the knee down toward the block. So I can't see you, right? Make sure you're stable and comfortable. Now this actually can be done without a block, right? So it would just look like this without a block, with the toes tucked. But there's a little more support when you have a block there. It gives you a little bit more rooting, a little bit more grounding. All right, now, when you're ready, square off those hips to look over that that right leg. Lift that left arm up. Good. And see if maybe you can just lean back a little bit. Lift your chin up. Lift your chest up. Good. Now, if you feel stable and comfortable, you can add that right arm in. And a crescent lunge pose or a variation of warrior one. Good. And slowly, slowly lower both hands. And then just see here, if it's possible, to wiggle that left leg, right? Wiggle that knee back. Do you see how I wiggle my back a little bit? I actually need to move my block just a little bit. So if it's available, right? Wiggle, wiggle. Do you see how I now have a big obtuse angle on this hip, right? It's open. That may or may not be available for you. So take it if you can. Might be a little uncomfortable. It's a stretch of the iliopsoas. When you're ready, that left arm reaches up. And we lean back. Oh yeah, so that muscle that you used there, right, that we used every time we did all those marches and lifting up that leg, now it's getting a nice stretch. And if you want to add the other arm in, if you feel stable and balanced, lift the heart up, look up, right? What is your vision? Your vision right now looking up towards your ceiling, up towards your fingers, but can you look even beyond? Envision the world that you want to leave for your future generations. One more breath in, and exhale, hands come down. So good, so good. And now we're gonna slowly, slowly pivot ourselves back to center, right? And then heel toe the feet back to the center. We're gonna just take 2 rounds of that little flow in between before we do the other side, but just pause for a moment. Vipassana. Do you notice a difference in the sensation between each of your hips? And I know my left one feels a lot more spacious. Good. All right, hands to heart center, sit up tall. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, wings. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, hinge halfway. Hold, squeeze shoulder blades. Breathe in again. Exhale, hands to knees, slide down, forward fold. Maybe you go deeper. Inhale, fingers come up halfway, shins lengthen and lift on an inhale. Exhale, fold deeply. Sweep the arms out, take that reverse swan dive, arms reach up with an in-breath. And exhale, hands to the heart. One more time, smile, you're moving and breathing. Inhale up, exhale, wings. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, hinge, pause for a breath, big breath in. Exhale, hands slide down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold deeply. Sweep arms out, rise on up. And exhale, hands to the heart. So good, so good. Just like motion is lotion for the joints, that movement and breath, that oxygen is like amazing for your body. So you're gonna take that left leg, step it out to the left, right? And we're gonna begin to shift and change the position in our chair so that the torso and the hips, and the shoulders square off to face over that left leg, yeah. Hold on to the seat of the chair. You may already know where you're going. You're gonna release that knee down to the block or toward the floor if you have really long legs or a really low chair, or maybe you're not using a block, and that's okay. Adjust yourself in the seat until you feel really comfortable. Back toes are tucked, front toes are flat, yeah? All right, lift that right arm up. Good. And then maybe just lean back a little. Oh, yeah, good stretch. Breath in. Add on the other arm if you feel stable and comfortable. Both arms up, right? We're leaning back to our level of comfort, even if it's a little uncomfortable. Don't go past your limit. Breathe. Good. One more inhale. And exhale, hands come down. Good. And now we have that opportunity to get a little deeper if it's available. Maybe the block shifts back a teeny bit. I like to just lift my knee off the block, wiggle, wiggle, and lengthen the back leg back a little further, right? So have that wider, more obtuse angle here. All right. So you can stay exactly where you were before. You could take this deeper stretch. Inhale, right arm up. Maybe left arm joins, or maybe not. Maybe lean back, and we find that amazing stretch. Yeah. And there's definitely an opportunity here to observe the body. Are you drawing the shoulders toward the ears? Can you relax them down? Are you clenching your jaw? Are you grinding your teeth? Try to stay soft here. Don't create more tension than what's necessary. One more breath. And exhale, hands come down. Woo! All right, now we're gonna slowly, slowly come back through center. Heel toe those feet back in and just pause again and observe. Pause and observe. Woo, good. All right, so we're gonna come to standing. So there's a pose that I want to work on with you. So I'm going to ask you to come around to the back of the seat of your chair, right? I'm turning mine, but you don't have to turn yours. But I'm going to turn so I give you a really good view. I want you to have your left hand on the back of the seat of your chair, the upper part of the chair. Yeah, right? So Ellen, turn yourself so that your left hip is in line with the chair, right? So yeah, exactly, because the leg is going to go forward. So your left hand is on the back of the seat of the chair, but your left hip is next to it also. So you basically have nothing in front of you, right? Nothing in front of you. It's like, well, yeah, perfect. Okay. All right. Now separate the feet hips distance. So that is about 6 or 8 inches ish. Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to ground down through the right leg. Ground down, meaning activate that right leg, push, feel the sole of the foot pressing down, and just step the left one forward just enough to like the toes tap. Remember when we did this when we were seated? So just pointing the toes, good. Lift up the right arm, good. Now we're gonna shift here to a flexed position. So lift the toes up and see here, if you can start with your breathing, maybe lifting that leg up a little higher. Good, maybe lifting that leg up a little higher, right? It doesn't matter how high it goes, right? If you were going to go look at Yoga Journal magazine, those people would have their legs probably perfectly perpendicular to their body, and that's not necessary, yeah? But just challenge yourself here, yeah? One more big breath in. See if you can lift that leg up a little higher without leaning back, right? It's easy to go, oh, sure, right? Try to keep the spine neutral. Ooh, anybody shaking? One more breath. Bend the knee and lower it down. Woo, good. Shake out the standing leg. Good. All right, same side for a moment. All right. This time we're going to take that same left leg, right? And we're going to just step it back. Toes are still on the ground. We're opening the hip now. We feel the difference, right? When it comes forward, we're contracting that iliopsoas. Now we're opening it again. Lift up that right arm. Good. Keep holding onto your chair. Take a nice breath in and see if you can lift it back behind you. Yeah. Maybe lift it back behind you some more. Some of you might actually be able to hinge at the hips, right? So we're not rounding the spine, just like we've done several times together today, right? We're hinging forward. Maybe you're lucky enough to have a wall behind you or something you can put those toes on. Try flexing the foot and see how that changes the pose. Yeah, good. You guys look so good. One more breath. And exhale slowly, slowly. Bring those legs to meet. Ooh, good. Bring your hands to your heart center. Take a nice breath in through the nose. Open mouth, say ah. Right? Can we get comfortable with the uncomfortable? Yeah. All right, switching sides. So you're going to bring your right hand around to the chair. So you're going to switch around. Same position, opposite side. Yeah. All right. Good. And when you're ready, we're going to get grounded through that left foot, right? And start to step the right one forward, toes on the ground, good. And then left arm reaches up. Right, and so you know, this is enough. You could just stay right here. There's plenty of challenge and plenty of discomfort, even right here. Yeah, well, maybe you're like, you know what, I can just, maybe I'm willing to walk into a warm room. Maybe I'm not really willing to walk into the fire, yeah? So challenge yourself. You need to lift that foot up and then start to flex the toes. Do your work on how much height you can find. It really doesn't matter. That foot could literally be 2 inches or 1 inch off of the ground, and it would be enough. Maybe you can lift it up a little higher, right? Make sure you're breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. That leg is active and alive. flexing on both legs, the one that's rooting on the ground and the one that's floating in the air. One more breath. And exhale, lower foot and lower hand. Good. Shake out the standing leg for a moment. And then we're going to take it the other direction. Right, so step those right toes back, right? I'm going to start with the toes on the ground. Here's that nice open stretch to that muscle that just worked. And inhale again. That left arm reaches up. And then we can start to hinge at the hips, right? Think about that hip crease point. More weight into the standing leg, and maybe that back leg starts to float up into the air. Yeah, and if we get some lift, right, some elevation there, we flex that foot and see how much hugging muscle onto bone encourages more stability in the pose. Make sure you're breathing. Good. Inhaling and exhaling. Some of you might even come perpendicular, right, completely, or parallel to the floor. Yeah, that's a tall order. Don't force yourself. Good. One more breath in. Woo. And then slowly, slowly bring the legs back together. Bring the arm down. Good. All right. Shake out those hands. All right, so now we're going to come back around to the seat of the chair, just coming around to the front before you sit down. And I just want you to make your feet nice and wide, even wider than before, just so you know you have really good stability, okay? Arms down by your side. I want you to find some freedom with the arms. So we're just going to kind of swing the arms. Oh, let's see if we can find some freedom here. And so see things as they are. Can you let them be loose and relaxed a little? A lot of work in the arms there, holding them up in those poses. And a little twist here. Just let it feel good. Even like the arms can kind of smack the body a little bit. Be kind to yourself. Oh, so good. So good. And then slowly, slowly let it come to stillness. Really, really good. And then we're going to heel toe those feet so they're hips distance, bending the knees and taking a seat back in the chair. Really, really good. All right. A few breaths here. So we have had everything we've done today has been an internal rotation of the hips. So I'm going to offer up one external rotation to the hips, right? Oh, that's not true. We did one stretch that's external, right? So internal is closed and external is open. So even those stretches in the warriors were all internal. So I'm going to offer up a cross, figure 4 cross, okay? For some of us, it's a little too intense. So I'm going to give you the 2 variations. So you're going to start with that left leg. Right, and you're going to start with the most modified version is you're going to take the ankle and you're going to cross it over the ankle, right? So it's just having that left knee kind of open out to the left and the ankle crosses over the ankle. This would be the most modified version. And if you're like, I think I can go deeper, my hip is okay, you can actually bring that foot up to the knee. So it's like almost like a gentleman's cross, right? So the ankle is above the knee, right? And the hip is nice and externally rotated. Good. Sit up nice and tall. Flex those toes. Good. All right. Now, start to lean the body forward. Holding the hands on the shin. Just lean forward, right? Don't round the spine. Just lean until you go like, oh yeah, right? I feel something going on in that outer hip here. See things as they are. The sensation should be there. It's a little uncomfortable, and it might actually feel like a pleasurable uncomfortable, if that makes sense. Right? Now, if you feel like, oh, I barely feel anything, I want to go deeper, you could bring your forearms to that shin and lean forward more. That's pretty intense, right? So don't be a hero, right? Honor your body, do what feels good. Nice, one more breath in. And then slowly, slowly rise back up. Good. cross that leg, and opposite side, either ankle cross or perhaps knee cross, right? Just notice in this moment of practicing Vipassana, like how do your hips compare? For me, this side is like twice as tight as the other. Usually we have one side is tight and the other one is tighter. So sit up tall, flex that foot. Yeah, good. Take a good breath in. Exhale, lean forward just a little bit, right? Remember, you're leaning without rounding the spine. So you've got length in the spine, the heart is lifted, chin is a little bit lifted. Nice. And if you want to go deeper, maybe forearms onto that chin. We gently lean into it. Ooh, yes. Breath in and breath out. Yeah. So we work the hips beautifully today. The hips tend to be a place in the body that holds on to emotion. And there is so much emotion in this issue of racism. So much emotion. And so I invite you to come back up with an in-breath and with an exhale, uncross that leg. Good. All right, shake out the hands. Right, maybe in both directions, and then you're going to take that hip walk and you're going to come back into your seat until for the first time now I'm going to actually ask you to rest the body into the back of the chair. Like allow yourself to surrender. Bring your hands onto your lap and close your eyes once again. So I want you to take these next few moments, to be quiet and still. In the yoga practice, we call this Shavasana. It feels like a form of meditation, right? And I want you to ask yourself again those really uncomfortable questions. What is your vision for our world? Can you see change? And can you see how you are accountable? Probably the most challenging question. Let the muscles of the face relax. Shoulders spilling away from ears, weight of the body sinking into the chair. Observe your breathing. Observe the sensations of the body. Maybe feeling the temperature of the air on your skin. Maybe even noticing your emotion. Creating a shift into compassion and kindness. That is what a yogi does. Ahimsa, compassion and kindness, non-harming. Perhaps even notice how you feel, whether sitting quiet and still is uncomfortable or comfortable in this moment. So beautiful. Take a nice breath in and exhale it out the mouth. Wiggle your fingers, circle your wrists, wiggle your toes, move and circle the ankles. Lift that body up away from the back of the seat of the chair. Once again, bring your hands back to your heart center. And I invite you to share with me in this moment of saying Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti means peace. Peace in our world, peace in our lives, peace in our body, peace in our minds. Thank you so very much for practicing with me today. It is my greatest honor to guide you through this ancient and most magical practice we call yoga. Wishing you a magnificent Friday and wonderful weekend. Namaste.